What's up, everybody? Matt Gajewski here, back again with the Odd Shopper channel. And today we're talking college football betting ahead of the Friday slate for Week 12. Doubleheader on deck. Before we get started, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. We're also brought to you by Bet365, who has a limited time offer for new users in Kentucky, Ohio, New Jersey, Virginia, Iowa, and Colorado. You'll make your first deposit, bet $5 on any game, and whether that wins or loses, you get $150 in the form of bonus bets. You must be 21 or older, 18 in Kentucky. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, we kick things off with South Florida taking on UTSA. 15.5 point spread, a 67 total. Two weird teams. South Florida, they had the new coaching staff come in. They play extremely fast, but they don't really have a quarterback to execute the offense. Byron Brown has been okay. 64.5% completion, 7.7 yards per attempt, 18 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, but 18 big-time throws, 20 turnover-worthy plays. He does his best work on the ground, 659 rushing yards. Playing behind an offensive line that can't protect, they're 94th in pass blocking, 132nd in run blocking. And then the worst part about this team has just been the defensive fall-off. I think everybody thought this team had an excellent defense when they held Alabama to 17 points. Turns out that was just some infighting at Alabama. This team has been dissected multiple times throughout the year. They allowed 29 points to Rice in a game where JT Daniels got hurt, allowed 30 points to the Corpus of Navy. They lost to UAB and gave up 56 points, lost to Florida Atlantic and gave up 56 points. Then they beat UConn 24-21, gave up 59 to Memphis, and they just barely got by Temple. So this team is in disarray. 116th in total defense, 124th against the pass. Their only halfway decent metric is pass rush, where they're 66th. I only bring that up because UTSA does not have good pass blocking. But yeah, this team is kind of a mess right now as they look to the offseason. A couple injuries on defense. Braxton Clark, one of their corners, and Lloyd Sumerall, an edge. They've not been playing. Sumerall is off the team. So at least worth mentioning there before we turn our attention to UTSA, who has shown improvement really since they got back Frank Harris. They had that little stretch in the beginning of the year where he was hurt, and they couldn't really get through Army and Tennessee and some tougher games they played. Army not so much, but still an embarrassing loss. Anyway, team is 53rd on offense, almost solely on the back of Frank Harris because his offensive line isn't doing him any favors. They're 110th in pass blocking, 115th in run blocking. This team struggles to run the ball. Defense, they're okay, so that's at least worth mentioning. We'll get there in a second. But on offense, hopefully they're going to get back Kavorian Barnes here, their running back. Otherwise, it's basically just Josh Cephas and Frank Harris getting it done. But then turning our attention to the defense, they're 73rd overall. They are imbalanced. They have a horrible secondary where they're 112th, but they're 39th against the run. If you want to be good at something, it's run defense against USF. The team can't throw. So I do think this sets up solidly in UTSA's favor. I'm a little interested in that side, but it's a lot of points outside the 14, minus 15.5 isn't ideal. So ultimately, it's just going to be a pass for now. But if I'm taking a side in this game, I think you got to look UTSA or pass. The next game I do have a play in. It's Washington State taking on Colorado. You can find Colorado's plus 4.5 underdog. The total is 64. I did take the over at 63.5. When you look at pacing in this game, definitely suits an over. You got two fast teams, two air raid teams. Colorado is 7th in pace with a 61% pass rate. Washington State is 19th in pace with a 63% pass rate. And better yet, both these teams suck on defense, and they're also not good against opposing aerial attacks. Colorado is 117th in total D. They're 106th in coverage. Just injuries abound in the secondary. Omarion Cooper, he's missed time. He's a corner. Miles Slusher and Carter Stoutmeyer have been out at corner. Vito Tisdale's been out at safety. They've even had Jawan Mitchell at linebacker out, as well as Brendan Gantz. You can definitely beat this Colorado team over the top. And Washington State is the quarterback to do so. Cam Ward has basically been playing on an island with Lincoln Victor at receiver. 67% completion, 7.5 yards per attempt, 20 scores, 5 picks. Underlying metrics are a little worse than this. But the O-line's been okay for Washington State. They're 70th in pass blocking, allowing just around a 20% pressure rate. Colorado doesn't pressure you. So I think they can win with their offensive line and win over the top against the secondary. As long as you avoid Travis Hunter, I mean, this secondary has been atrocious for Colorado. Meanwhile, you look at the other side, Shedeur Sanders has also been playing a lot of hero ball. 68.5% completion for 7.4 yards per attempt. 26 scores, 3 picks, takes a ton of sacks, part of that being his fault. He holds onto the ball forever. But is Washington State going to pressure you? Are they going to be able to cover you? I say absolutely not. The defense is 100th, 76th ranked pass rush, 81st in coverage. Tons of injuries. Still haven't had Chow Wade Smith or Javen Robinson at corner. That's 2 starting corners that have been out for Washington State. And then, of course, on offense for Colorado, aside from Shedeur, you have Travis Hunter when he plays there, Xavier Weaver, and Jimmy Horn. They're going to stretch out this Washington State defense. I mean, in a game where you have 2 good signal callers, 2 teams that run air raid and play with pace against awful defenses, it's really hard for me to see this coming under. It's only come up a half a point, so I still think 64 is fine. But I played the 63.5 myself, and we'll let this one ride. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have a comment, please leave it below. And if you have a question, you can reach out on Twitter at Matt_Gajewski. Otherwise, we'll be back talking more college football soon. Until then, good luck, and we'll see you next time.